What's up, bro? I just got off of a 10-hour shift. It's a Tuesday. Yesterday, I worked a 15-hour shift from like 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. I still went to the gym after. And, I went to bed like around 1 a.m. just, because I had to come home, eat, shower, all that stuff. And, I still woke up the next day at 5 a.m. I still clocked into my work shift. And, I'm tired as fuck right now. I'm really tired. But I'm still gonna go in, and I'm gonna go home after this. I'm driving home right now. I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna do my little, routine that just locks me in whenever I'm not feeling motivated. I'm just not feeling it. I just do this every single time, and I promise you, bro, if you try this and you implement this, it's gonna make sure that it's gonna make like going to the gym, staying locked in on your goals, like feel effortless. And damn, this car behind me is bumping that music. But I promise, bro, if you just try this, like whether if you're having a long day at work or, just having to deal with some bullshit. Like the other day, I work with like grown men. I work with grown men. I've always been like the youngest at the job site, and no one has ever really liked me because I've been the youngest at every single job site, every single, I can't focus with this music in the back. I've been, the youngest at every single job site that I've ever worked at. Pretty much, I'm a truck driver. And, everybody is like 40, 50 years old. And, there's always like this group of guys that's always trying to like just put me down, just talk down on my name, make me look bad in front of the managers. And, they're always trying to, like, the other day, yesterday, during my long shift, my long ass day at work, we're doing this group project, and so we're truck drivers, but we're also crane operators, and we leave like construction material on roofs. So sometimes when there's like two operators in the same job site, so like one operator has to go on the roof, and that was me. And usually I'm just operating a crane, driving trucks and operating cranes, but sometimes I have to go up. I was on the roof the whole day in the scorching hot sun, for pretty much 15 hours a day, besides me driving where I had to go. And on top of that, I was getting threatened. This fucking guy was trying to fight me. My coworker was trying to fight me, and it just got me down in the dumps, right? It put my mindset in the dumps, and I was just in such a negative mindset, whatever. Like yesterday, I was just having one of those depressing days where I didn't want to do shit. I didn't want to move. I was rethinking my whole life. I was just feeling so lost, especially driving back. We were out like three hours away from, where we are based in. And, the job site was 3 hours away. Just the drive back was just like, man, what am I doing with my life? Like, I was just, when you get in your feelings, right, and you just feel so unmotivated, you feel like you're wasting time, you feel like you're not doing enough, you get like this wave of sadness and, just emptiness, and, you just have zero motivation. And, I still went to the gym after, and I'm going to show you, even on your worst days, even on your longest days, even when you go through the most shit, I'm going to teach you how and why going to the gym, bro, is going to change your life. And I didn't want to go to the gym yesterday. Just an example. This happens so often. I didn't want to go yesterday, but I'm gonna show you why it's so important. How the gym does so much for you. I didn't even go for like the physical aspect. I just went for like the mental aspect, if that makes sense. I didn't even go to like try. Like, yes, I like to look good. Yes, I like to build muscle. But yesterday, sometimes you have like those sessions where it's just like, you're just testing yourself to see if you could go. You see if you can make it through the whole workout. And that shit builds you. That shit builds discipline. It builds, character. And it shows you what you're made of, right? And that shit, it leaks into every single aspect into your life. Every single aspect into your life. And, sometimes you're going to have those days, those workouts where it's not even about, the physical aspect. It's just about, can I do this? Can I stick to my word? Can I, show up for myself even after the longest days? You shouldn't be, because I feel like that's the biggest test, is just showing up for yourself. Because we are so quick to take orders from our managers, from anybody else that's not, ourselves. We're so quick to follow orders, and we forget about what we told ourselves. We forget about what we promised ourselves. And I used to be 100 300 pounds and I lost 100 pounds. And, you know, this mindset has come from me losing 100 pounds, you know, after getting rejected and, you know, after getting cheated on. It's just like, bro, I would never, ever not show up for myself. After getting rejected, you know, the first time, you know, I made me lose 100 pounds. You know, I lost 100 pounds. I kept it off for maybe 3-4 years. And then I got in a relationship. I got comfortable. And then, you know, I got little... I was just coping, saying I was bulking up, but I was just eating some bullshit food. I gained a little body fat. I wasn't obese, but I just a little puffy. And, you know, I got cheated on. And, you know, I lost, you know, myself, and I lost the girl. So it was just like this moment of I will never not show up for myself ever again, no matter the circumstances. I will always keep my word to myself. And this is just a routine that's going to help you. It's going to really help you implement this and, you know, stop not showing up for yourself, bro. Because you say you want to get better. You say you want to lose fat. You say you want to build muscle. You say you want to change your life. You say you want to glow up, look better. You know, maybe be a role model for, you know, your son, your younger brother, you know, your older brother. That's literally in the situation I am. I have my older brother asking me for help. And I'm not saying it in an egotistical way. I'm just saying it in like I'm proud of that. And like I would never make him feel like any type of way because he's asking his younger brother for some help. And it's amazing that I could do that. And let me just show you, bro. So I'm about to drive home and I just walked into my apartment. I had to use the bathroom real quick, but it's pretty much it, bro. I just walked in, took my boots off. Those are my work boots right there. Okay. Look, this is where most of you guys you just lose it right here. You lose all the momentum that you had. So even if it's a little bit from, you know, just going to work, just that little momentum goes a long way, and you need to keep going. It's like, just imagine a fire when it's like running out. It's like the last few little ashes. You have to like try. So like when you get home or like when you're going through some shit, you know, you're not feeling it. You don't want to stick to your meal plan. You don't want to go work out because, oh, poor me, poor little me. All you have to do is just imagine like the ashes. And you know, have you ever seen like someone build a fire like from scratch? Like they just fan it sometimes, like the little ashes. Just fan the fire, bro. Like I'm fucking tired. I'm functioning off like 3-4 hours of sleep right now. I just got back from another 10-hour shift, like I said. You know, hot. I was in the sun all day. I'm sunburnt. You know, I'm thirsty. And, you know, I just want to lay down. I want to eat, you know, some good food. And I just want to just relax. And I'm not saying that you could do that. But at least first, you know, do what you said you're going to do. Go work out. And, you know, at least stick to your meal plan if you're going to eat something healthy. So, usually, if I have time, I come home and I make like a big pre-workout meal. It's like cream of rice, whey protein powder, and, you know, some honey. Just some quick digesting carbs. But I'm in a rush right now. I have to do something else at the gym. So I'm just going to have like two bananas. Or maybe, yeah, I'm going to have 2 bananas. I'm going to just have 2 bananas. And then, look, this is an example of having things in moderation. You know, you don't have to completely starve yourself from the things that you love, the things that you like. And look, I think I'm gonna have 2 bananas and 2 Rice Krispies treats. And I'm gonna pair that because, you know, I was, you know, working all day. I was dehydrated. I'm gonna pair that with some electrolytes and some pre-workout so I could, you know, actually give myself a little, you know, I could get rehydrated and, you know, give myself a little boost. I like to use these right here. It's Santa Cruz Paleo electrolytes. It's just simple whole ingredients and, you know, no BS in there. And sometimes I like to, this is an old lemon or lime. I like to squeeze some lemon juice in there. I'm gonna do that and some salt, just so I could get that, you know, next level hydration. And, you know, after I eat the bananas and the Rice Krispie, I'm gonna have this C4 right here. And if it's too late in the day, I have a pre-workout that has no caffeine in it, because if I take caffeine, like yesterday, if I took caffeine, you know, at 10 p.m., I wouldn't have been able to sleep and, you know, at least get some sleep for the night. So usually when I get home late, you know, I don't want to take caffeine, I do this one right here. This is the same company with electrolytes, but it just has no caffeine. That's pretty much it, bro. I get my little, hold on, I'm gonna just have one banana and two Rice Krispie treats. But look, bro, I sit down. This is where, you know, I wake up first thing. I journal right here. Can't even see. You know, if I need to do some work on my computer, then it's right here. It's open, and I'm gonna eat this and I'll get some quick carbs in me, and I'm gonna take a shower. While I take a shower, I'm gonna imagine myself just washing the day off. Literally just wash any bullshit that happened throughout the day. If you know, like how I explained to you yesterday, I just had a shitty day, and you know, I could have just decided to just be mad at the world. You know, while the world was fucking me, I could have just let the world fuck me. But while it was trying to fuck me, I fucked back, right? I'm not gonna sit down and let the world fuck me. No. So eat this, take my pre-workout, rehydrate, and I'm gonna be feeling, it's gonna give me that little edge to like actually keep, you know, fanning the fire. And I'm gonna shower, just get clean. I'm imagine, like I said, washing the day off. I'm gonna go into my closet. I'm gonna put on a nice outfit. You know, if you look good, you feel good, you're gonna perform well. That's what I go by. And you know, I'm gonna do all this while I'm listening to music. So this routine is like the simple equation to stay locked in, even on your shittiest days. Look, I could put on my favorite music on my TV or in my Amazon Alexa in the bathroom. But look, bro, most of you make the mistake of just coming home, laying down on the couch without doing anything to reach your goals. Like, that's why you're depressed, that's why you feel like shit, and that's why you're fat, right? So instead of doing this right first thing, go hit the gym, stick to your meal plan. It's super simple. Like, this is just simple carbs. I guess it's not super healthy, but everything in moderation, right? As long as you're not overdoing it. And that's pretty much it. That's what I do every single day. I haven't missed the gym just because I was tired, or, you know, just because I wasn't feeling like it. I haven't missed the gym, or, you know, went off of my meal plan just because I wasn't feeling it, and just because I didn't want to. And this is just, whatever you're going through, someone's going through something that's way worse. And if you threw your problems up in the world, somebody else would grab your problem. And if like everyone in the world threw their problems in the air and they all looked up, somebody would grab yours in an instant, and, you know, they would still perform. And you're over here crying about some little ass shit that doesn't even matter, some first world problem that's not even a big deal, and you're making all the excuses. Instead of making all the excuses, why don't you, instead of finding every excuse, find every reason to keep trying, to keep going, to reach your goals. It's that simple, bro. Took a shower, was listening to music on my Alexa right here. Took a shower right here. You know, I put on, you know, a nice gym outfit, so, you know, I look good, I feel good. I'm gonna perform well, and I'm gonna, you know, try my best in the gym. And trust me, I do this every single day. If you just try this, you implement this, and, you know, you just really want it that bad, you're gonna be able to go anywhere with your fitness goals. You know, just have that relentless mindset towards anything. Let's say you have goals and, you know, life is just happening. You have to see life, like whatever life is throwing at you, just see it as like some side quests. And when you get home, when you get done, that's when your real day starts. Because you owe it to yourself, but you owe it to, you know, the version of you that was crying by themselves, you know, in their bed at 3 a.m., you know, while nobody saw. You owe it to, you know, the fat kid that always got bullied and never said anything. You owe it to the little young version of yourself, bro. I'd rather be doing too much than not doing enough, especially in my 20s. I'm 21. This should be my year of growth, my years of growth, not fucking around, wasting time. And that's what I'm trying to do. You know, try this method, and, you know, let me know. Follow my Instagram. I post, you know, my routines, my meals every single day.
you know, just overall more advice on how to lose fat and, you know, just get in shape and, you know, keep it off forever and, you know, just build a high credit body and mind. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.